Good evening, guys. Welcome back to another story with Tata. I'm Tata, and I hope today you guys had lots of fun, lots of learning, lots of just making memories. Now, for tonight's story, we are going to be continuing The Two Dogs in a Trench Coat. We're getting closer to the end. So, let's see here. Chapter 12. That night at dinner, Waldo kept humming to himself. He couldn't get the song out of his head. What does Waldo keep grumbling about? Asked Stuart's dad. Beats me, said Stuart. You know who was so grumbly today? Asked Stuart's mom. Brenda. She ran out of sticky notes and I thought she was really going to use it. Yep. You want to see a worked up Brenda? Take away her sticky notes. Well, I sure know how that feels, said Stuart's dad. Can't get work done without sticky notes. And tape, said Stuart's mom. Oh, highlighters! I love those. Boy, office supplies are so great, said Stuart's dad. We have so much fun. If you're lucky, son, when you grow up, you'll work in an office. Office supplies are almost as fun as school supplies. I sure am envious that you get to play with school supplies all day. That's not really what I do, said Stuart. Do you play with office supplies all day? Pretty much, said Stuart's parents in unison. And do big projects, said Stuart's mom. We do a lot of big projects. That's another reason that being grown up is so fun. Big projects all the time. Every big project you do now in school is just preparing you for life as an office worker. You are so lucky. What a time to be alive, said Stuart's dad. Waldo hummed some more. I think the dogs need to go out, said Stuart. Maybe excuse to take them for a walk? Sure thing, said Stuart's parents. It was a nice night. Waldo hummed while he and Stuart and Sassy walked down the sidewalk. Stuart was quiet, looking straight ahead while the dogs smelled the trees and the grass to see what the neighborhood dogs were up to. Busy got a new collar, said Sassy. Amos ate the roast chicken his people made for dinner, said Waldo. Waffles is a good girl, said Sassy. Sir Pepperton is in love, said Waldo. Squirrel, said Sassy. The dogs perked up their ears and pointed their noses at the squirrel, who fluffed its tail tauntingly across the street. Sassy whined. Waldo hummed a song that was, in fact, his opinion, extremely menacing. Come on, guys, said Stuart. Leave it. The dogs ignored him. They pulled on their leashes. There was a squirrel, and it was their job to defend their home. The squirrel continued fluffing. The dogs were on high alert. Said the squirrel. Waldo growled. Calm down, Waldo, said Stuart. After what he said, said Waldo. What, the squirrel? What'd he say? Asked Stuart. He said, nana nana boo boo and squirrel, said Sassy. The squirrel looked at the dogs, pointed its little finger towards them, and leapt up into a tree trunk. Now, said Waldo, and they both bolted towards the squirrel. Or that was a plan, but since they're attached to leashes, this was nowhere near the first time they've tried to chase a squirrel up a tree. Stuart was ready and had braced himself. Leave it, said Stuart again. I don't want to leave it, said Waldo. It is our job, said Sassy. Our job might not involve sticky notes, but keeping that squirrel away is our job. It's our big project, said Waldo. Squirrels aren't a big project, said Stuart. They are a little project. They are literally a tiny, fluffy little project. Individually, sure, said Waldo, but all of them together is big. You might not realize, but we're so good at it. We keep so many squirrels out of the house. You do? Said Stuart. You bet, said Sassy. We're professionals. And if all dogs did a good
a job as we did, there would be no squirrels at all.
They'd all go to Squirrel Town, said Waldo. Squirrel Town, said Stuart. Squirrel Town is where all the squirrels will go, said Waldo.
One day all the dogs will do such a good job that they will get rid of all the squirrels, and all those squirrels will live in Squirrel Town,
said Sassy. And will Squirrel Town be somewhere you can actually go? Will some poor town be completely overrun with squirrels, or is this part of dog mythology? Said Stuart. It is not a place with people, said Waldo. It is only squirrels. I don't know where it is.
We will be able to go there, though,
said Sassy. Oh yes, there will be many dogs on vacations in Squirrel Town, said Waldo. Wouldn't that be like taking your job on vacation with you? Said Stuart.
I suppose,
said Sassy.
But the truth is, we like our job.
Keeping the squirrels out is fun, said Waldo.
We are vigilant,
said Sassy. They are afraid of us, said Waldo.
And one day there will be no more squirrels,
said Sassy. They will be in Squirrel Town, said Waldo.
And then we can nap,
said Sassy. It doesn't bother you that your job is never done, said Stuart. Well, we do it every day, said Waldo. Like you at school. You go to school every day, and now at the end of the day you feel good about a good day's work. Done. Or, hold on. Is this why you're always so worried? Because you do not feel like you have a good day's work? Maybe that's it a little, said Stuart.
Because you have done a good day's work, said Sassy. You are such a good human.
We thought it was because school is a terrible place, said Waldo. But now we have been there, we know that it's a great place. Delicious food, beautiful music.
And running and catching,
said Sassy. And recess, said Waldo. Plus, Miss Twohay. She's probably the best teacher in the entire world. She's the only teacher you've ever known, said Stuart. That is not true, said Waldo. We knew Dog Trainer Lady.
Dog Trainer Lady was amazing. She was like a magician. She made treats appear from everywhere, said Sassy.
See? Even the dog trainer was better than Miss Twohay.
But she
was a trainer, said Waldo. And Miss Twohay is a teacher. We learned to sit and stay from Dog Trainer Lady, but we learned multiplication from Miss Twohay.
What more could you want in a teacher?
Said Sassy.
She's nice. She's smart. She's good at teaching things. My only complaint is that she doesn't reward us with cookies every time we do something right.
She should do that, said Waldo. Is that a problem, Stuart? Are you sad at school because she doesn't give you cookies? That would help, said Stuart. Does she have a suggestion box? Said Waldo. I'm totally gonna suggest that to her. Good luck, said Stuart. Chapter 13. The next time he saw her, Waldo did tell Miss Twohay that she should give the children cookies when they got something right. It would make them so happy, said Waldo. All of us human children. We don't reward with food here, said Mrs. Twohay. I don't think children should get sweets for doing a good job. I think the reward is the knowledge gained. Sweets? You said cookies. Oh, I meant something like beef cookies. I've never heard of beef cookies, Salty. Well, said Waldo, that is something we had all the time in Liver, Ohio. We got beef cookies to reward us for a job well done. Huh, said Miss Twohay. Well, time to hustle into class. We have an exciting day of science experiments ahead of us. Salty sat at their desk, and Mrs. Twohay put a large box on the table in front of the classroom. You all know what the 5 senses are, said Mrs. Twohay. Sight, touch, smell, hearing, and taste. Today, we'll be working on some experiments to help you refine your knowledge of how each of those senses works for you in your day-to-day life. We already know all that stuff, said Bax. We learned about the senses last year. That is because B. Arthur Memorial Elementary School and Learning Commons is giving you a stellar education, said Mrs. Twohay. However, the state believes you should be learning about the senses this year, and they're going to be putting it on the test. So we're going to do a quick review of it today just to make sure you all remember it. Plus, we have some new students this year. She looked to Salty. Waldo smiled. This will be an overview of the topic today, continued Mrs. Tuhey. It'll be fun, and you might learn something new. But I know you can handle more. We'll get to more meaty topics later in the year. I'm looking forward to that, said Waldo. Good, said Mrs. Tuhey. What kind of meat? Asked Waldo. I was talking about science, Salty, said Mrs. Tuhey. Do you think the meat topics will be tomorrow? Asked Waldo. No, said Mrs. Tuhey. She took 5 rubber balls out of the box and set them on the table in a line. Waldo's ears swiveled and he stared hard. Will someone pull the blinds down, please? Thank you. Now what colors are these balls? A girl named Arden raised her hand. Orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. Yellow, 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 blue, and purple, Waldo said quietly. Very good, Mrs. Tuhey told Arden. Now I'll turn off the lights, and what color are the balls? They're gray, said Arden. You are a magic teacher, said Waldo. That's because humans can't see colors in the dark, said Mrs. Tuhey. Moving on, Mrs. Tuhey put 3 small black boxes on the table. Each had a round opening in the front covered by a piece of black fabric. I need a few volunteers to determine what these objects in these boxes are using only their sense of touch. Stuart raised his hand. Sassy nudged Waldo, and he raised his paw. Dogs love volunteering for things and doing things with Stuart. Also, they wanted Mrs. Tuhey to think they were good dogs. One more volunteer? Asked Mrs. Tuhey. Oh, what the hey, said Bax, raising his hand. I'm bored anyway. Might as well stand for a while. Terrific, said Mrs. Tuhey. We'll work down the line from left to right. You'll each stick your hand in and tell me what you think is in the box. And then I'll open it and we can see if you were right. Go ahead, children. Stuart stuck his hand in the box first. I don't know, it's rough. Is it an old book? Bax stuck his hand in. Nah, it's not a book. I think it's lizard skin. Waldo sniffed the box. It's sandpaper! He sniffed again. 80 grit sandpaper! You didn't even put your hand in, said Bax. Sure I did. It was just really fast, like a superhero. You missed it. Mrs. Tuhey opened the box and made a big show of pulling out the item. Sandpaper, Salty is right. You see, though, not being able to use all our senses can make it hard to understand what one of our senses is telling us. This isn't lizard skin at all, right, Bax? Now try the second box. It's scratchy and soft at the same time, said Stuart. A sponge? It feels like a teddy bear I had once, said Bax. I mean, probably some dumb old bear. Waldo made a big show of putting his hand in the box before leaning over to smell it. It is a piece of fabric! 80% acrylic, 20% wool it is! He sniffed again. Plaid! Mrs. Tuhey opened the box and lifted out a swash of plaid fabric. How could you feel it was plaid? Said Bax. No one can feel that. You're cheating. The way it is woven. I could feel that. Last box, said Mrs. Tuhey. Ribbons, said Stuart. Dead worms, probably, said Bax. Grass, said Waldo. Grass from behind the school. It was cut with a pair of scissors yesterday afternoon. Of course it's gonna be right, said Bax. And it was. Salty was very good at all the experiments Mrs. Tuhey had them do, but mostly because they could always smell what the answer was. For the second experiment, Mrs. Tuhey rang a gong. She played an accordion. She walked around the room, hitting a drumstick against various surfaces, and she blew into a small metal tube. Hello, said Waldo. She blew into it again. Hi, said Waldo. What are you needing? We're here to help. The other students looked at Waldo quizzically. It's fine, Salty, said Mrs. Tuhey. That's a dog whistle, students. We can't hear it, but dogs can because their ears register a higher frequency than ours do. She blew into the whistle one more time. Yes, hi, hello, said Waldo. Moving on, said Mrs. Tuhey. Salty was also the only one that got everything correct during the actual smell experiment when they had to identify smells from scratch and sniff cards. Nutmeg, Waldo said, smelling the last card. You got all 25, said Mrs. Toohey. That's astounding. You have one heck of a sniffer. I sure do, said Waldo. I'm a super smeller. That's a thing. Lots of humans from Liver, Ohio are also super smellers. I bet you can smell how much learning is happening, said Mrs. Toohey. I'm kidding, of course. I bet you can, right? You can smell what a good teacher I am. You are the best teacher! I can also tell that you had chicken curry for dinner last night, and you had a fight with your boyfriend! He said it was too spicy. Oh, never mind. It's almost time to go home. Neat your desks, everyone. Your only homework for tonight is to put the finishing touches on your big project since it's almost the very exciting day when you will be presenting them, as well as turning in the information sheet, without which, I will remind you, you have no hope and you will fail. Stuart frowned as he put the book into his backpack. He looked into his desk to see if he should bring anything else. It was hard to tell. His desk was a mess of papers and pencils. He shoved the papers into the deeper side and zipped his backpack. Pretty cool how you could smell that stuff, said Bax. I am very cool, said Waldo. I didn't say you were cool, said Bax. Are you sure? It smelled like you did. Bax tried to look angry, but smiled despite himself and went back to his desk. I've never seen Bax speechless before, said Stuart. He is our friend, said Waldo. I don't think so, says Stuart. I really hope we get to do meat science tomorrow, said Waldo. Chapter 14. That night after dinner, Sassy was trying to nap, but something kept banging and waking her up.
I think there's a squirrel in the house,
She said. She tried to stand, but she was too groggy.
If that's a squirrel, it's some kind of mega squirrel,
said Waldo. Or is it one squirrel that is extremely dense? There's a lot of banging. We need to investigate.
Fine. Wait, I need to nap a little more. Stop looking at me like that. Fine, let's go.
The dogs crept up the stairs. Sassy was good at getting very low. She knew squirrels could not see her if she was very low. The banging was coming from Stuart's room, said Waldo. We have to save him from the giant or regular sized but oddly heavy squirrel.
Maybe it's more than one squirrel.
I hadn't considered that, said Waldo. You think it might be?
I'm worried they're coming into the house every day when we're at school,
said Sassy. And you think maybe now they're staging their rebellion? Or you think they've sent ahead one very large squirrel and one small heavy squirrel to initiate the takeover? I bet these squirrels are very fierce, since they're the ones who were sent ahead as sentries.
The only thing I know about right now is that you're stalling. Let's go in.
Sassy scratched at the door and whined until Stuart opened it. Where are the squirrels? Asked Waldo, adopting what he assumed was a fighting stance. He looked around. He didn't see any squirrels. The room was a little messier than usual, but still no squirrels. Squirrels? In here? Said Stuart.
No squirrels?
Said Sassy, tilting her head slightly. Of course there are no squirrels, said Waldo. We are very good at keeping all the squirrels out of the house. Why would there be any squirrels here?
What was all that banging?
Asked Sassy. Oh, I'm doing my homework, said Stuart. What homework did Mrs. Toohey give us where we were going to bang around? Asked Waldo. That sounds fun. I think I would have remembered that. I'm actually looking for my information sheet. I seem to have misplaced it.
We can help you find it,
said Sassy. She was excited. Sassy liked being useful.
We'll be able to smell it.
You will? Sure, said Waldo. Miss Toohey gave it to you, right? If she touched it, she's going to have a very distinct smell on it. What does Mrs. Toohey smell like? Asked Stuart. Red pens, stickers shaped like stars, and antibacterial lotion, said Waldo.
Big books, turkey sandwiches, and coffee,
said Sassy. Breath mints, said Waldo.
Rulers,
said Sassy. Chicken soup from a mix, said Waldo.
Novelty socks,
said Sassy. Okay, fine, said Stuart. If you can find the information sheet, that would be amazing. You need all that You need that information sheet, said Waldo. You will fail without it. I know. You don't have to tell me, said Stuart. It's here somewhere.
We can do this, said Sassy. Waldo and I will find it for you in 1 minute.
The dogs sniffed for 1 minute. They sniffed around for 2 minutes. Then 10. Leaving passing minutes, Stuart looked more dejected. I'm gonna fail, he said. I need the information sheet. Where could it be? We found lots of papers that Mrs. Twohay touched, said Waldo, piling a stack of math worksheets and grammar lessons, but none of them are the information sheets. Maybe we should make one. I bet Mrs. Twohay would be able to tell the difference. Waldo found a crayon and started to make a random purple streaks on a piece of paper. He closed one eye and looked at the paper, and he smelled it. Well, it smells good anyway. Maybe Mrs. Twohay will be so distracted by how good crayons smell that she won't notice that this isn't an official information sheet. Sassy, what do you think? Sassy? Sassy was napping on a pile of laundry on the floor. Waldo barked to wake her.
What? She said. Did you find it?
No! We would have if you hadn't fallen asleep. I made this! He showed her the crayon marking.
Good for you, said Sassy. Is it a self-portrait?
No, it's an information sheet. Just fill this out and tape it to a big project that you already have completed. And that is also somewhere in this room, although I do not see it. I'm doomed, said Stuart. Chapter 15. Stuart was even gloomier the next day. The dogs were in a great mood. Why are you so chipper? Asked Stuart on the walk to school. School is fun! Everybody loves me! Said Waldo.
They love us, said Sassy. I'm really the undepreciated half of Salty.
Plus, I'm mostly sure there's no evil overlord, so that's a relief, said Waldo. Why are we still going to school? Said Sassy.
I forget. Shouldn't we be napping at home in the Sun Square?
We have to help Stuart with his big project! Stuart groaned. Plus, also now because we love school, said Waldo. It was true. Waldo loved school. He loved having humans make eye contact and smile at him. He loved singing and running and getting lunch. If the doom of the actual information sheet wasn't hanging over Stuart, it would really be the best. In the middle of math, Waldo got a funny feeling. Sassy, he whispered, I need to get out.
Now that you bring it up, I do too, she whispered back.
Stuart, said Waldo, where's the doggy door? They're all regular doors, said Stuart. There's no doggy door. Oh no, said Waldo. This is bad. You hold it in all day? Oh, said Stuart, you need to go to the bathroom. I do not want a bath. No, that's where we, go to the bathroom, said Stuart. I don't want a bath either, said.
I don't want a bath either, said Sassy.
I mean, it's where the toilets are, said Stuart. Go tell Mrs. Twohay you have to go to the bathroom, and she'll give you a hall pass. Mrs. Twohay, I have to go to the bathroom, said Waldo. Sure, Salty, said Mrs. Twohay, as long as you really have to go to the bathroom and not use in the hall to send covert messages to your operatives from Don Knotts Academy telling them about my teaching methods. It's only the bathroom part, said Waldo, although you are a very good teacher. Waldo and Sassy got a hall pass and went to the bathroom. Am I looking at this right? Said Waldo. There are 2 bathrooms. Which one are we supposed to use?
There are 2 bathrooms at home, said Sassy.
But they're right next to each other, said Waldo. Maybe one of these isn't a bathroom at all. Maybe it's a secret sandwich room. If you know the password, you get a sandwich.
Is your nose broken? Said Sassy. Because there's no sandwich anywhere near here.
Just then, a boy walked out of one of the bathrooms. Is there anyone else in there? Waldo asked the boy. Not that I know of, said the boy.
Let's go in this one, said Sassy, because it's empty.
Wow, this sure is a cornucopia of smells, said Waldo as they walked in. Let's just do our business and get out of here. Wait, what is this place? Why are there so many human toilets? And what are there weird sinks in the wall? Sassy nosed her snout into one of the stalls.
We didn't think this through at all. How are we gonna pee in here?
Maybe there's a small tree somewhere, said Waldo, or a patch of grass.
They don't have room for small trees because there's so many toilets, said Sassy.
The dogs continued to look around, anxious, wondering what to do. Waldo sniffed the garbage can. Sassy wandered into one of the stalls. Sassy, what is going on in there? Said Waldo. Are you staring at the human toilet?
I'm thirsty.
Sassy, no! That is not allowed at P. Arthur Memorial Elementary School.
Wait, listen.
Sassy cocked her head to the side, moving her ears for maximum sonic reception.
This is 2K's classes walking down the hall.
It's recess time! I can smell it! Said Waldo. The dogs quickly reassembled as Salty and raced to the end of the line. As soon as the class got outside, they ran to a bush on the far side of the playground and did what they had to do. I feel 1,000 times better, said Waldo. Let's play tag, or chase, or fetch.
You know we have more important work to do, said Sassy.
We do? Look over there. A squirrel!
Let's go, said Sassy. We can do this.
We're professionals, said Waldo. Sassy ran towards the squirrel. Waldo leaned in, making their team more aerodynamic, like professionals do. The squirrel ran up a tree. Do you see
any more squirrels?
said Sassy. I do not, said Waldo. I assume any others ran off in terror when they saw us. We should wait here by this tree in case the squirrel decides to fall off the branch and into my mouth.
We could bring it home for dinner, said Sassy.
Everyone would love that. When was the last time they ate squirrel for dinner?
I think it was never.
They are missing out, said Waldo.
Look, I found a cheese cracker, said Sassy.
What?
Somebody must have dropped a snack. That cracker was great. It was shaped like a tuna. Do you think tunas are cheese flavored? I'm starving. Let's find another.
Seems like maybe you're getting distracted.
No, I'm not, said Sassy. It's just... Never mind.
What is it? Said Waldo.
I like our life. I like our schedule. I like waking up and checking for squirrels and going out the doggy door. I like getting my breakfast and then napping in the sun square. I like Waggy greeting Stuart when he comes in. Like there's a basket of... I like that there's a basket of toys in the corner of the living room, and every day I play with the toys. And the next morning the toys are back in the basket. I haven't played with those toys in days. Plus, the far more dire fact is that we've been coming to school every day and the squirrels notice. They know things. What if they've taken over the house? What if every day they come in and wrap their squirrel fur all over the furniture? Then next week they'll be eating our food. And 2 weeks from now we'll be kicked to the backyard and the squirrels will be sleeping in my bed. Remember last night when we thought the squirrels were invading? That's going to happen any day now.
Do you think that really might happen?
I don't know. Probably.
Look at Stuart, though! Stuart sat on a swing, chewing his thumbnail, staring at the wood chips on the ground. The dogs instinctively ran over to him. Stuart smiled and pet Waldo while Sassy leaned against his leg. Stuart? asked Waldo.
Yes?
You haven't done anything on the big project, have you? Stuart exhaled noisily. Not really, he said. No.
We will help you,
said Sassy.
We can do this.
I haven't even picked a topic yet. That's not a problem, said Waldo. We will help you pick a topic.
That might be a little bit of a problem, said Sassy, but it'll be okay. We know so much about many topics. I think the hard part will be really choosing which one to do.
Recess is over, says Stuart.
As soon as we get home and nap and eat dinner and nap again, we will work on your project,
said Sassy. And that is where we're ending it tonight. This is a far longer book than I had originally planned. We're on page 124. So we've got about 60 more pages to go. Probably 2 more episodes. But I hope you guys enjoyed that story. I had so much fun reading it. Although some of the voices got a little bit mixed up in there, but I hope you guys have a great night. sleep well, and until next time, just know that I love you. Good night.